do I want to be right or do I want to be happy? Like, I love that saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you're fighting with someone, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Because sometimes you could just choose your battles wisely.
Yeah. And, you know, sometimes you may choose that you want to be right that day.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
other times, you should be choosing your happiness.
Depending on also what the moon sign is in. Because, for example, today the moon is in Aries. You know what I mean? Now would be a good time to choose your battles because you will have the fight within you to fight every battle.
Right.
Small, big, medium, like literally make an enemy out of everyone. You know what I mean? And then you wake up tomorrow and it's like, let's say a Taurus moon. You want to be cozy, comfy, but no, you made so many enemies when the moon was in Aries. Like, you're not going to be feeling good.
Nobody wants to cuddle.
No, nobody wants to make you feel safe. You sure didn't do that when the moon was in Aries.
Right, you burned that shit down.
Exactly.
You chose war.
Violence. Another Cancer season Friday.
Yes.
I feel like weekends have been hitting extra for me as a water sign because you just get to be all cozy at home doing the Cancerian thing.
Yeah.
I could see why maybe other elements don't really fuck with that, but as a water sign, I've been loving it.
Yeah, no, I've been liking the at-home time too, but all the emotions that have been coming, you know, like, and them in waves, and honestly really, like, aggressive waves.
Right.
Like, I'm having such a good time, loving my friends, my family, the moment, and then boom, like, old, like, trauma past, like, hits, and I'm like, oh my God.
I know.
And it, like, completely stops everything that I'm doing.
I feel like the dreams have been crazy. Like,
so crazy.
For real. I'm like, oh, that's how you feel.
Yeah.
Like, so that's how you really feel. Like, that's how I feel when I wake up and I be dreaming about shit that I thought I had, you know, processed and released and healed from.
Yeah.
But, like, you really don't know how much you've healed until your dream state puts you in that, you know, in that dream. Mm-hmm. And you wake up, like, you know, feeling like it happened yesterday.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, well, if you healed, like, how are you reacting to this? And I will say I'm reacting better than I did in the past, but there's still some feelings
lingering
of aggression and anger and sadness that pop up.
Yeah.
Which, you know, just shows you that maybe we will all never fully heal.
No, truly.
Like, the scar will always be there.
It's always a cycle, you know what I mean? Like, one day you may be like, I got this!
Yeah.
And then the next day you're, like, not as strong to, like, handle.
Yeah.
Or be equipped to deal with that. You know what I mean?
And I feel like, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if it's the healing or maybe it's the combination of both. Maybe it's healing and also just keeping busy and, you know, just forgetting about these situations because you're building a new life and you're moving forward. Mm-hmm. So when, you know, certain parts of your past that, you know, left you feeling sad or angry, like, pop up in your brain because of a dream, it reminds you of it.
Yeah.
So, like, I kind of feel like you remember that, okay, maybe I'm not fully healed.
Yeah.
You know? And, like, that is okay because there's not much I can do about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not crazy like I used to be where I'm going to, like, trigger myself.
Yeah.
And, like, start, like, fucking, you know, activating and, you know, the Sarah, how Sarah usually does it.
No, that's the
wrath
key,
of Sarah.
Though, is, like, not letting it continue to fuck up your day. Because it is in the past, you know? And, like, yes, those emotions felt very real in your dream. And, like, even very real when you're waking up. Like, you're hurt by what happened in your dream, even though it's not real. But you should still acknowledge those feelings, but don't let it overtake your day. You know? Like, I used to let it ruin my days sometimes, some of the dreams that I would be having. Yeah. And I'm so proud of myself now that I can, like, detach from it. And, like, in the morning, too. Like, before I could maybe get there, like, by dinner time or something. Like, finally over my dream. But now I can really do it, like, in the first, like, 30 minutes or, like, to an hour of waking up. And I'm really proud of myself for that.
No, for real. I feel like it's growth.
It is
That's
growth.
all that fucking matters.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, I have to share a funny story that happened just this morning.
Oh, my gosh.
With my boyfriend. So, you know, we're, like, about to, like, I'm packing up my shit because I'm about to come over and, like, we're going to film. Mm-hmm. And I take my vitamins in the morning, right? So, like, I'm about to take my vitamins and, like, there isn't that much water left in, like, his water bottle. But just enough for me to like drink it. And as I'm drinking it, he's looking at me and he starts laughing. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, where is this going?
Yeah.
Because just to set it up, this is a Pisces. He's not a morning person. So the fact that he's all giddy and laughing at me, I'm like, what?
In the morning, yeah, you're like, what is going on
what
here?
What is happening? Where is this going?
Yeah.
And he looks at me. He's like, I just think it's so funny because you drink so much water, but when I drink like 20% of the water and there isn't that much left, you get so mad. And I'm like, oh my, you woke up and chose violence. So, you know. I'm in a good mood, so I'm like, you know, bantering back and forth. We're bantering back and forth. But the fact that this man, I literally told him, I'm like, it should be your utmost pleasure to get up and get me my water. And he's like, and I do, and I always do. But he's like, but you always get mad at me when there isn't that much left, even though I'm always the one getting the water. And I'm like, you should be. You should be getting the water. What you mean? What you mean?
Genuinely.
And it was just so funny because I'm just like, dude, we're water signs, okay? You should be giving me as much water as possible, okay?
Right.
And I'm like, it's not my fault. You don't stay hydrated. Like, sorry I drink so much water. He's like, I don't drink water that much because I don't want to keep refilling it. And I'm like, that's your problem.
That's your problem.
And I'm just like, how long you been keeping this shit in?
Right. He's all thirsty. He wanted like the last little sip this morning or something.
No, not even that. Like, he just knew that, like, if there wasn't water there when I wanted my vitamins, I would have been like, there's never water here, which I will say, yes. Yeah. I do that because, yeah, like, where the fuck is the water?
Okay, by the time you want the water and you're thirsty, like, you're already way dehydrated.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And
so,
also,
like,
when it's there, it means it's time for a refill.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I just think that, I don't know. It just kind of annoyed me, but like not enough where it was actual fight. Like we were just like going back and forth laughing and like, you know, making our points.
Yeah.
But it was just like so funny to me because I'm like, excuse me. What do you mean you don't want to get me my water whenever I want it?
Right.
like I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was acting like a spoiled little brat princess, but like, I definitely mean it when I say like, you should love getting me water. Like,
yeah. It should be your honor and great pleasure.
Literally.
To do everything and anything for me. This is so funny.
You call me princess.
Yeah.
Am I princess if you're not getting me my water?
Right. You think a princess gets her own water?
No,
I think
literally.
not.
My thing is like, listen, when I'm alone, I am an independent bitch. I'm like, ooh, I got all my shit. I don't need no man.
Right.
As soon as my man is in my vicinity, I'm helpless. I can't do anything. I need you. And I want him to understand that.
Yes.
And he does. You know what I mean? But it was just so funny because, like, I feel like for the first time in, like, maybe, like, 3 months yesterday, I filled up the water before I walk. And today in the fight, I was like, I filled it up yesterday? And he was like, and I was so shocked and so happy about it.
That is so freaking funny because honestly, me and Alex talk about this too. God. And like, you know, when we're going to be living together, who's going to get the water? Because whenever I'm at his house, it is 100% his responsibility to get the water. When he's over here, which he isn't over here very often, I'll like treat him, you know, and get the water, but I don't get anything else. I'll only get the water.
And I will say the few times, because Miguel, usually I'm at his place.
Yeah.
But when he's here, he gets I still get it sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's just like, come on.
No. And it should be any man's joy and pleasure to get everything for his woman whenever she asks. Exactly. And before she even asks, and okay? That is your job.
My boyfriend is like literally a sweet angel. Literally, his middle name is Angel. A princess and an angel. Anyway, if you didn't know, the name Sarah means princess. Anyway, he's an angel. He does literally like... I don't want to say he's perfect, but he's 95% there.
Yeah.
So, like, this is, like, you know, not a big deal at all.
Yeah.
You know? But it was just so funny. And I agree. I do feel like a man needs to go get it. Because what if in the time I go to the fridge, there's an intrusive person in the house, an intruder, and they're going to rob me, and it was because I went to the fridge to get the water by myself.
Right. Or what if I see a bug, and you need to kill that bug?
The guilt would kill him. You know what I mean? The guilt would kill him. Yes. I need him to remember that.
Right. What if I slipped and fell and hurt myself?
No, literally.
You would hate that, wouldn't you?
All because you made me get my own fucking water.
Oh, because... No, okay, this is honestly such the best conversation, too, because I was talking to one of my other besties the other day about this and how she was, like, yelling at her hubby to, like, get her, you know, like, get these things before they're, like, going on a trip.
Yeah.
And she's like, I shouldn't have to even ask you to do these things. It should
be known.
Right.
Read my mind.
Exactly. Because I figure out how to do it. Why can't you figure out how to do it?
Exactly. I just feel like it's because most men, they don't think as much as we do.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, as women, I genuinely feel like we're always constantly in our head thinking about what could go wrong, how can we fix it, how can we prevent it, and men truly just live in the fucking moment.
Yeah.
Like, when they're in, it's like those memes. It's like, oh, he's thinking about some other bitch. He's like, what I want to eat tomorrow morning. Like, they're not thinking about the shit that, like, we think they're thinking about. Or, like, as much as we think, like, they just don't.
Yeah.
Most of them don't.
Yeah.
They don't think about these things, so. It's funny. Truly. Yes. And I just had to share with the class.
I love it.
And I'm never letting this go.
No, you shouldn't.
Ever.
You should be
I told her, I was like, I'm bringing my own water bottle from now on. I love to say, I'll never need anything from you ever again.
5 minutes later, baby.
No, literally. But I just want him to know. You in timeout. Not really, but yeah.
That is so funny.
Right?
No, because also he did choose violence this morning.
He did. Like, what the fuck is so funny?
Oh, okay.
No, actually.
You kikiing.
Yeah. I just think it's so funny, too, because, like, I feel like he always does this. When he wants to bring something up, he always does it in a joking way so he could, like, play it off and be like, I was just joking. I'm like, no, this is something you actually
think
about. Feel deeply within your soul. And I need you. But then I'm like, no, I'm so glad he does it in a joking way. Because if this was a serious conversation, I'm like, I would laugh. Be like,
no, genuinely. Like, you're
I'm
mad?
like, is this an art? I'm like, you know what? Bless the Lord, bless the God that this is our fight. This is what we fight about. Because that's actually a good thing. You know what I mean?
That's very true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's pretty. That's shit. Very little.
And it needs to happen. Like, no fighting is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely, I feel like it's our air moons together, like, we banter a lot. And our Mercuries oppose each other. If he has an Aries Mercury, I have a Libra Mercury. So constantly when we're doing our little, tips.
It's like a little standout.
It definitely is. And sometimes we just, like, don't see it.
Yeah.
At all. Most of the time we do, but when we don't, we're just like, we're going to have to agree to disagree because that's not how I think.
Right. Honestly, like, yes, it is very natural for that to, like, happen when you have these disagreements, and clearly you're just not seeing eye to eye, but I hate it because I'm like, I want you to understand what I'm saying, and for whatever reason, it's not getting through your thick head right now.
No, literally, and, like, I've just come to realize that, like, yeah, we're two different people, and, like, I can't always convince him to agree with my way of things. When I was younger, I definitely was like, my way's the right way. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, do you want to be a smarter individual? If you do, like, you would listen to what I have to say. Like, girl.
Not being a smarter individual.
Like, that's how I fucking... Girl.
No, I'm
not saying this is okay.
I get that.
But he can be a know-it-all, too, with his fucking Aquarius moon.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like also another thing is, like, when you have air placements, you genuinely just think you're the smartest one there. And you need to humble yourself and be like, different people approach different situations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is.
No, it's so true.
But yeah, I just love being right. Shoot me.
And, like, 90% of the time, we are.
We are. And, like, truly, like, that's just, it's like, do I want to be right or do I want to be happy? Like, I love that saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you're fighting with someone, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Because sometimes you could just fucking choose your battles wisely.
Yeah. And, sometimes you may choose that you want to be right that day.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Other times, you should be choosing your happiness.
Depending on also what the moon sign is in. Because, for example, today the moon is in Aries. You know what I mean? Now would be a good time to choose your battles because you will have the fight within you to fight every battle.
Right.
Small, big, medium. Like, literally make an enemy out of everyone. You know what I mean? And then you wake up tomorrow and it's like, let's say a Taurus moon. You want to be cozy, comfy, but no, you made so many enemies when the moon was in Aries. Like, you're not going to be feeling good.
Nobody wants to cuddle.
No, nobody wants to make you feel safe. You sure didn't do that when the moon was in Aries.
Right, you burned that shit down.
Exactly.
You chose war.
Violence.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of the Aries moon really quickly, I had the worst headaches yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
And I was so emotional. I just watched TV, like laid up with my boo. But the things we were watching, I was so emotional.
Well, the moon was also in Pisces most of the day yesterday.
Mostly
and
Pisces?
then it moved. I remember I got the little cling, but it was the Aries moon was approaching. I feel like sometimes I still get the headache as it's coming. What else? Probably that Piscean energy with the Cancer sun.
I was drowning in tears. I was like, why am I crying so bad?
Yeah. No, let it out. Like, that's what you need to do, honestly.
No, it's true.
Okay, speaking of fucking shows, you know, I don't watch comedies often.
Yeah.
I love to laugh, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I love shows that are comedies. Movies, I'm just like, you know what I mean? Because, like, I feel like, how many more jokes can you guys make? Like, you guys are repeating shit. You know what I mean? Like, it has to be really good for me to get into it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yesterday, I was with my boyfriend, and we were like, okay, yeah, let's watch, like, a comedy. You know, we were, hi.
In the mood.
Exactly. And we were watching The Witcher, which was so good, but it was so intense that we were like, oh, my God.
You need to switch it up a little bit.
Exactly. This season of The Witcher, holy fucking shit. Like, I'm talking baby Game of Thrones vibes for me, and like how much like I'm into the storyline and like the character development. So if you guys love like fantasy type shows, The Witcher is really good. Like magical fantasy. It's based off of a video game.
It's on what?
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so good. So anyway, we were like, okay, let's watch a movie. So we saw that like Netflix has this new movie. It's a comedy, and what really drew us to it was the fact that you know Adam Devine. He's like the really funny guy. He's like one of my favorite like actors. I feel like whatever he's in, he's just so fucking funny. And it also has Nina Dobrev from
from Vampire Diaries.
And I was like, oh my god, this is like an all-star cast. You know what I mean? So it's really funny, and I recommend people fucking watch it.
Okay.
Like honestly, me and Miguel were dying. Like, it was so funny. And the standout character that I didn't even know was in this is the mom from Never Have I Ever. And tell me why this bitch is like a drug lord.
What?
With like a fucking Russian times like fucking German accent.
What?
And when I tell you her lines, the way she be, you hella fine. I swear.
I can't wait.
You need to watch it with Alex. Wait. You guys, I recommend it. Like, it's really funny.
What's it called again?
It's called The Outlaws.
Okay.
I don't know if I said it. It's called The Outlaws. It's about like this couple, and you know they both have crazy families, and one of the families like does some dangerous shit.
Okay.
You know, is involved with the wrong fucking people. You're gonna love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I just like, you know, when you like. I just love being surprised by actor and actresses, like their range.
Yeah.
And like that's how I felt with, what's her name? It's Purna Jagannathan. I hope I pronounced that right. That's the mom from Never Have I Ever. She's Indian, but like the range, like when I saw her delivery, I was just like, Oscar. This woman deserves an Oscar.
I love it. I can't wait to watch because I love her. I think her comedic timing is like really good in Never Have I Ever too. She's good. I really enjoy.
Yeah, you're gonna love it. I feel like I was dying because when I was watching this movie, I'm like, this is Davy grown up. If she didn't get into Princeton, and she went down the wrong road if she didn't go to Princeton.
Funny.
Dead
I love that.
ass.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't wait to watch.
I'm excited for you to watch.
Can I just say, though, about Netflix, I'm really annoyed because for the past few years, I've been on other people's accounts.
Yeah.
And finally, I've been kicked out, and I can't watch Netflix on my TV in my room or the TV out here because I don't actually pay for it myself.
That's so annoying.
Yeah. It is very annoying. So, like, I always forget. Like, I'll come home after a little while or, like, you know, after working, I'm like, ooh, let me put on some Netflix. And then I'm like, nope.
You're like, nope, don't got it.
And I'm not going to pay for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel you.
Like, I already pay for so many other streaming sites, and when I go to my boyfriend's house, like I can watch Netflix. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I just don't. I can't find the reason.
I know. I was actually the other week. I was with one of my other best friends, and me and him were talking about like our shows. Like we just love like watching shows together, and like we would have movie nights a lot too. We were talking, going back and forth. He was like, wait, like what streaming services do you have? And I was like telling him, and he was telling me what he has. And I was telling him how he should like get YouTube TV. He's like, oh my God, this is so much better than Sling. We were just talking about how much we pay for all these different ones. And I was listing all the ones I have. And I was just like, damn. But you would be proud of me. Mm-hmm. Because. So when Vanderpump Rules came out, I wanted the uncensored version on Peacock. So I got the Peacock Premium, which was $10. And the other day, I wanted to get some sort of like add-on channel on my YouTube TV, and it was $5, and I got it. It's like $5 per month, but I went to my Peacock and I put it down to the tier where it's $5 again, and I feel proud of that because usually I wouldn't remember and I would just like let shit charge, but now I'm like, no, Sarah, you want a new one? You must let go of one. Balance. You can't just keep adding shit.
Right.
All right. But there's so many of them.
I literally have 10. I swear I have like 10.
This is what I have. Well, like, this is what I pay for. I pay for YouTube TV, which is not cheap, but I love it.
Yeah.
It's like basically cable, and I can have shit on demand, and I can record shit, and I can watch all the sports I want. Mm-hmm. I pay for Hulu, no ads. I have Peacock. I have Apple TV Plus. What else do I have? I feel like I have other shit, and then everything else, like it's my boyfriend's. So like he has Netflix, he has HBO. His mom has Discovery Plus, which she lets us use. And I feel like there's other ones that Amazon Prime. He has Amazon Prime. So yeah, that's like a lot. And you would think a new show comes out, you hear about it, you're like, oh, this is gonna be the best show ever. It's this fucking brand new app that I gotta have. I'm like, you're telling me none of my 10 apps
are gonna stream.
I need another one for this one show. Out of the thousands of shows that are out there, this show spoke to me, and of course, this show is not the one that I can watch with the apps I have. Something about that screams capitalism.
No, it's so fucking annoying. It's so annoying. Do you remember when we were struggling to watch Love Island for a little while?
God, yes.
And we would do all the janky things to try and watch it.
I'm not gonna lie, that shit gives me the best nostalgia because I swear to God, when I had my first laptop, both my brothers are pretty good with like technology and like, hacking, allegedly. And I remember one of my brothers, he downloaded a BitTorrent on my fucking computer. I was able to download shit. And then when that wasn't working, I would go on all these like websites that I swear gave me so many viruses. But I had a Dell, you know what I mean? And I was like, whatever. Mm-hmm. Like I was like clicking on all the fucking porn sites that would pop up from me clicking on the link of the free fucking show.
Yeah.
You know, but I was watching it, and I was watching it for free.
Uh-huh. Like I was getting to it.
Oh, to come so far.
Right.
And be paying for my shit.
Right, and to be
That's adulting.
And to have so many of them too, when like we could hook it up to a USB to our TV. Actually not this TV.
It would just be annoying. But I just remember like sometimes, and this other friend that I was talking about, like we would watch shit illegally and we would share which websites we're using. And I remember sometime like the government would take down like one of the websites we were using because it's an illegal website, and we'd have to like scramble and like find a new website, and we'd share it with each other. Be like, I found a new one.
Like I got the goods.
And then that one would go down, and we have to find another one.
Yes.
The good old days.
The good old days. I actually got sent a letter for downloading too much music illegally.
God.
And my mom was so mad. She was like,
God.
What the fuck, Maya? You're downloading music illegally.
Who cares? Everyone does it.
I know. And she thought, like, the government was going to come to, like, this little, like, 12-year-old town.
No, deadass. Like, let's be fucking honest.
Like, come on.
I would think you have better things to do with your time.
You got bigger fish to fry.
Literally, especially in LA.
Right.
Or Sacramento.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
They just want to scare people.
I know. And it scared me. I wasn't allowed to use the computer for a little while.
Oh, my God. I'm actually fucking crying.
But then I was right back on it.
Yep.
Because that was the thing to do.
Yeah,
how else were you getting music?
No, deadass. I'm sorry. I need to put it on my little MP3 player.
Right. Yes.
Oh my.
Before YouTube.
God.
That's wild to think. We were like alive when YouTube was born.
I know.
And now it's just such like an integral.
Yeah. It's the best thing ever. You can find
part.
anything on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's like such an amazing community, and like nothing can replace it.
No.
Nothing.
Nothing. It's one of a kind.
Like, I dare you. Like, no. It is the OG. It is mother.
Right. right. Actually, I kind of forgot. Instagram tried for a little bit when they were like trying to get really long videos on their platforms. Remember?
Yeah.
And they even like created like a whole new like
it's too
app
much
for it.
No,
but
it's
it
too
didn't
much.
work.
Like, already vertical videos on Instagram, cute. Okay, whatever. Nobody wants to go on Instagram, see pictures of people, see all their friends and family, and then you're gonna go watch a long form video that's horizontal. Like,
right, that's like this big too?
No.
Because it's not.
No.
No,
stop.
No.
Stop. Absolutely not. Oh my gosh, I have to share update with the class. So I had an appointment with my psychiatrist, and I just love her so much. Like, we were just like, she was giving me. Did I talk about this already? No, right?
Think
No.
so,
Okay, yeah. So she was like giving me my refills, blah 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 blah. And then we just started talking about the government. And I was like, did you hear like what happened with the Supreme Court? She was like, no. She's like telling me all this shit. And then from there, we start talking about trauma, and we start talking about the pharmaceutical companies and how they don't really want you to heal and da. And then she was telling me, because she was like, what'd you do over the weekend? I was telling her what I did. And she said she was at some seminar for psychedelics.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And then we started talking about that's why these pharmaceutical companies, like, they don't want you to heal. And she was telling me everything she's learned, and I'm like, oh yeah, like, I've heard like in small doses, like, psychedelics can heal you. And if you guys remember, there was that documentary on Netflix that showed you, it was like, each episode was about a different psychedelic, and they use like frequencies to heal people with like different like doses. So she said that she's actually going to be doing a study, and she asked me to be a part of it.
Stop it!
Yeah, she's gonna do it in Berkeley.
That's
that's where she's getting like her is it a license or whatever it may be for it? And she's going to Berkeley. That's where she's gonna be doing it. And I was like, yeah, I would love to,
bro.
I know, bro. And I'm just like, I know.
We've talked about this and how we thought how cool it would be, so I'm so excited that you're getting to do it.
Me too. And Lord knows I need to heal. And I'm just so excited because she was like, yeah, we're using like the same frequencies, and because I just got the music, and like we're gonna do it in like doses, and like, if you guys didn't know, psychedelics can heal you. And I feel like I manifested this because I said how I want to do that.
Yeah.
And it's just so crazy because like my psychiatrist, obviously, like, she's prescribing me things that are man-made, but it was just so wonderful. And I trust her so much, and I have since I've gone to her. The fact that she is telling me like, hey, like, yeah, like, they don't want us to heal the natural way.
Right.
But like, we need to be medicated. And I'm like, yep, yes we do. And then like, we just started talking about like trauma and like what it does to the brain, and we just talked about spirituality. We talked about like mediumship, and I told her how I have a medium for my family. She shared some stories about hers and her family and how she got like signs, and like, it was just like literally the best conversation ever. And I love that this always happens to me, like even with my medium and again with my psychiatrist. Like, I have an appointment for a limited time, but we always end up like talking. They always end up like wanting to talk to me like 30 minutes like beyond what the appointment is.
Yeah.
And like, I just like appreciate that so much, and I love her so much, and I'm just so grateful. And it was just the best conversation ever, and I'm excited.
That is so exciting!
Right?
Literally, that's so fucking exciting. I can't wait, and I'm sure the people can't wait for you to come back and tell us
my experience
all about it, because I think that is the coolest fucking thing, and it does heal you. And I think it was back like in the 70s, was it? Or like the 80s, when it was like the war on drugs, when they cut all of the funding to this type of research.
They did.
Because there was a lot of research prior, but then there was like a big stop. Yeah. And now it's like starting to get picked back up again, which I'm so happy to see.
The thing is, so this, for example, can heal alcoholism, you guys. Like, you know what I mean? It can heal childhood trauma. It can heal so many parts of you, whether it be your heart, brain, whatever it is you're going through, whatever it is you're still holding on to that's holding you back in life. Like, psychedelics can heal that. We're not saying go out there, do psychedelics, do your own research, and just make sure you're being safe and all that. But it's just so interesting because, when you take pharmaceutical drugs, you are dependent on it. It's not something that's going to fix you or heal you. You need to be taking it until the rest of your life for most things. Whereas when you, use psychedelics in a controlled, environment and in a controlled way, you would be able to essentially heal yourself after a certain amount of sessions. Yeah. And pharmaceutical companies that are profiting off of you taking their man-made pills, they're not going to be making money if you're healed. This is why they shut down all of these studies. So there's always a reason. It's usually money. So it's just, it's crazy. Like, you can go read about it. Yeah. How many people have been healed from alcoholism and lots of other things through the use of microdosing on psychedelics.
And, I was just thinking as you were talking, like, it's probably because, like, when you take these psychedelics in a controlled environment, like, it opens you up in a completely new way. And when you are with, like, a licensed therapist and you're able to talk through and you're like, how do I say, like, you're very susceptible to things. Like, you're very open, almost like you're like a child, like willing to, like, burst and share anything. Exactly. Like, your walls are down. That's what I was trying to think of. Like, your walls are way, way down. And you can finally get to the root cause of what has, like, made you feel this way, And I feel like a lot of pharmaceuticals are really there just to numb you, And I'm not saying that's for everything, right? Yeah. And
certain drugs that you can get addicted to, those are the ones that really numb you.
Yes. And I feel like, too, in the medical world, there's a lot of people who, like, try and give you, like, oh, this will give you, like, a quick fix, or, like, this is going to completely save you. And I feel like there isn't one thing that completely does that, kind of going actually back to what we were talking about in the beginning of the episode. Like, you're never, to me, like, fully healed. Like, yes, you can have more tools to be equipped to, like, deal with things, but like, it's always a cycle. Like, some days you're just going to be feeling better than others. You know what I mean? And yes, I think after when you do the psychedelics, like, you feel like you have more tools and a deeper understanding, because literally new neural waves are like being built.
I think one of the best things I read was that when you think about it, your brain, when you go through trauma, it's like being on top of a hill filled with snow. When things are rolling down that hill, it's leaving an imprint, right? And those imprints are your trauma. Trauma stays in your brain, in your soul, whatever it may be. But when you do psychedelics per se, it's like it's snowed again, and when it snows again, it fills those holes, so your brain is well balanced again. And that is essentially how psychedelics can help heal you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, that's so beautiful.
Isn't that so beautiful?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
the imprint that was left from all your trauma, it's able to be filled again with new, like you said, neural waves, pathways, whatever it may be, to help you feel full again, feel like you again, without this imprint of trauma being the base of who you are.
I love that. It's like you get to rebuild and form, like, a new memory.
Exactly.
And that's why it heals.
Yeah. Isn't that so beautiful, you guys? Sense. So, so exciting.
So exciting.
I just, like, I have to tell her, because, like, this wasn't my original psychiatrist when I went to this practice, and my original one was out, and I had to go to her. And ever since I went to her, I was like, I like her. I want her to be my main one. And it's just crazy. Like, every session we have, I just feel like we just have the best conversations, and I feel like she just gets me and I get her, and it's just so beautiful. She's like such a lovely lady. And it was like actually during Pride weekend, and because she lives in Monterey, and she was like, oh my God, you want to see my shoes for Pride? And she showed me these fucking dope ass rainbow Chanel shoes. Ooh. And I was like, you're just so cool. Like, I love you.
Like, I want to be like you when I grow up.
No, literally, like, be my mentor. Yeah. Like, I would love for her to be my mentor. So yeah, just always, I don't know. And I wouldn't have been able to have these experiences with her if I wasn't open to trying out a new psychiatrist. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Change isn't always bad. Like, everything happens for a freaking reason. Like, that wasn't meant to happen that way.
And you even liked the other person that you were going to
he was so great. But, like, it's just crazy that, like, with her, my experience is even better.
Yeah. You just never know when you are looking for a psychiatrist or a psychologist. Like, so I always recommend to people too to like shop around a little bit, you know, because the vibe that you have with them is so important. Like, if you don't trust them, if you don't feel safe, if you don't feel like you can open up, why are you there?
Yeah, you guys.
Like, it defeats the purpose. Like, why are you paying money for that? You know what I mean?
I think it's honestly one of my favorite things about myself. Since, you know what I mean, for a long time, if I didn't like something or someone, I leave. Like, I have no problem getting up and leaving or telling people I want to drop this class. When I was younger, I'm like, I don't like this teacher. I'm dropping the class. Put me in another one. Like, if you don't like the vibe, leave. Like, stop people pleasing and staying in places where you don't feel comfortable.
Straight up. Especially when you're paying for it, y'all. Yeah. Like, come on. You have to speak up for yourself. Yeah. If you're not speaking up for yourself, no one else will. Right. Like, you have to be your biggest advocate. You know?
Exactly. Stop people pleasing.
Stop it. I feel like we have to talk about the Twitter and all the new Twitters that are popping up and all the craziness that is going on.
The only new Twitter right now is Threads because they're literally suing each other.
Are they really?
Yeah.
I did not hear about them suing.
He's suing, Elon Musk. So that goes to show that he believes Threads is the only real competition to Twitter. Because, you know what I mean? Otherwise, he wouldn't be suing them. And I have to be honest with you, Threads looks very, very similar to Twitter.
Oh, it looks like
it looks like literally
dead on.
It's fraternal twin.
Twitter. Yeah, I was like,
he's suing them. Yeah, like literally within the second day.
That is wild. Okay, so I got on a new one called Spill, and it was created by some black people, or some of the black engineers who were at Twitter. And I really like Spill. I think it's really fucking cool. And I got Threads too. It looks just like Twitter. But I was hearing that Threads isn't allowed in some European countries because of like the data violations and stuff.
I believe it.
So it's like
it's Facebook, Instagram.
I know, it's like they're keeping the same.
I'm not surprised.
Shady things that they were probably doing with like Facebook and Instagram, and some countries are like,
I also heard you can't delete your Thread account without deleting your Instagram account.
I know. I like read all of this stuff after I created it, and I was like, fuck, now I can't delete it. Like, I didn't do my due diligence and research, but like the way that Threads is able to like sell your data to like third parties is absolutely insane. And I can't delete it now because I did like create it. Yeah. But I just deleted the app so I like won't go on it. But like
it's insane.
It's insane.
And honestly, it's crazy that like how fast it grew. Like, you know what I mean? Like
oh my God, yeah.
Like I saw time it took for platforms to reach 1 million users. Netflix, 3.5 years. Twitter, 2 years. Facebook, 10 months. Spotify, 5 months. Instagram, 2.5 months. And then Threads, hours. And it's crazy because I don't know how I feel. Okay, first of all, I saw a meme that was so spot on. The people that are like, add all my followers.
Yes!
I'm like, y'all a different breed. I would absolutely never. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, can someone tell them fucking, like, boomers, you're not allowed on here. Like, what are you... Ariana, what are you doing here? Like, you know what I mean? Like, honestly, because they're going to make it like Facebook real fucking quick. Yeah. And I don't like that people can bring their followers from Instagram. It feels off-putting. Like, I feel like you should be able to make your own algorithm based off of, you know what I mean? Like, that's the exciting part about new apps to me. You know what I mean? Like, depending on who you are now, you will build a new follower list. You know what I mean? A new homepage. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like it's too much. I'm having fun with it because, you know, I love Twitter. My words, the way I communicate, my sense of humor, I love typing shit out. Mm-hmm. So I'm having fun with it, but I just feel like nothing can replace Twitter. I wholeheartedly believe that. I'm going back and forth. You know what I mean? I'm on Twitter and I go on threads. I'm like, if I write the same tweet in the same thread, is that plagiarism? Like, you know what I mean? It's my thought. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm having some fun with it. But to me, nothing beats Twitter. Yeah. It's the OG. And I'm hoping Elon realizes that, the future of Twitter, it can be a very scary place, and maybe now that he has some actual competition in terms of who he thinks is competition, which is clearly Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah. He will realize he needs to do some readjusting. Yeah. Because Twitter hasn't had competition like ever. You know what I mean? And as of, I want to say whenever he bought it, it's felt like, I think people feel like, since Twitter is on its downfall, like maybe we can build something new. Mm-hmm. And I think he's kind of shaking in his boots, and he should be. But Twitter is a beautiful, beautiful place. Nothing beats how fast news travel on Twitter. Nothing. Yeah. The fact that you can cuss on there, just all of it's amazing. He just needs to figure his shit out. Yeah. Because to me, as Twitter being my favorite app ever, I believe in it, and I just think he needs to get his shit together. And stop thinking with his ego and stop trying to just make a buck. Yeah. $1.
A quick buck. Yeah, because I feel like this all really started, right? Because he was trying to, like, limit how many tweets you could write and, like, read and stuff.
He was being so nice. He was like, okay, so if you have Twitter Blue, the paid one, you can read up to 6,000 tweets. Right. If you're an old user, you know what I mean, without Twitter Blue, you could read 600. If you're a new user without Twitter Blue, 300. And I'm like, I wonder why. Because he wants you to pay for it so you can read more content. Like, it's such a money grab. Just say that. Just say that.
Seriously.
Because that's just, like, it's so obvious.
Also, to put a limit on even your paid version is fucking wild to me. Like, people, I feel like, use Twitter for research. I use Twitter for research, you know? And I gotta click on multiple things.
Like, my thing is like, my mutuals on Twitter at this point are like family. Like, the shit that I'm like talking to them about, like our DMs to each other, just the vibe, how it's my personal diary. The fact that I can read news and react to it, like, within seconds. Like, all that shit is just, it's something that's irreplaceable. Yeah. And I just think he needs to fucking get his shit together.
He definitely does.
He really does. And I don't know if you saw, but Mark Zuckerberg, after, Threads became live, he tweeted for the first time after 12 years on Twitter. Oh. And he posted the Spider-Man meme.
Oh my God, were they pointing at each other?
He got it for his neck.
Okay. Honestly, though, because I know y'all heard about how Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg want to fight, too, in the ring.
It's getting crazy.
Their pissing match, I am low-key here for it. It is very, very funny.
And can I say something real fucking quick? Yeah. Real fucking quick.
Real quick.
Because I don't know if you guys know. Yeah, exactly what I was about to say. Mark Zuckerberg is a fucking Taurus, and Elon is a Cancer.
Oh my God.
You know they're about to eat each other up.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Yes.
Isn't that fucking insane, dude?
That is fucking funny.
And even Spill, because I checked it out. Yeah. Such a cool platform. Yeah. I love the way it visually looks, but again, there have been so many apps created like Twitter that don't last. You need enough people and longevity for it to actually become someplace where like a lot of people come. Because that's the thing about Twitter, is that there's so many people on it, and the news travels so fast on there. Yeah. That it's just like the best source for a lot of shit.
No,
whether it's entertainment, government, like all of that shit. And like, that's what I want duplicated if there is a new app. I want to feel safe enough to go to my trending page and actually see what's going on. Did an earthquake just happen?
Yeah! Like, I need to know. SF earthquake? Yes.
Exactly. So like, that's the only way I would ever think about leaving Twitter.
Yeah,
is if, the trending page and the news and all of that just was up to par. Yeah. For me.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And
globally, you know what I mean? It's fucking global for Twitter.
Exactly. Which I like, and part of the reason why I'm like, I'm not super excited about Threads is because we're getting only people who live in like certain areas.
Yeah, and I don't, let's be honest, I don't trust fucking Mark Zuckerberg.
No, I don't.
Like, you guys, he's sold so much of our data, and like, he supports some really crazy alt-right groups, you know what I mean? And their advertisements on Facebook, and was unwilling to, you know what I mean? To stop.
Yes.
Like, those things are red flags for me. So I don't know if Threads can be Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And you had a great point earlier of like, you know, when you upload all your friends basically from Instagram to your Threads, you are copy pasting your algorithm, which is really annoying to me. Like, exactly. I want to see new things on my algorithm.
Exactly. I want to learn new things. I want to find new people. Like, that's why I fucking love Twitter. Like, when I opened my Twitter, I didn't add anyone I know. Like, I literally just went there strictly for astrology and spirituality, and like, that's where my spiritual journey started. It feels like home to me. Like, all my freaking mutuals on there, like, they feel cozy to me. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I don't feel that way with my Instagram followers. You know what I mean? It's a different vibe, and it has this option where like, even if you didn't add people, like, they can add you, and it's like, that's fine with some people. I'm cool with it, but it's just like, when I'm threading, I can't help but think, oh, like, there's a different audience reading this. You know what I mean? But luckily, you know me, I'm a Gemini moon. I'm gonna say what I feel. Welcome to the crazy side of me, who literally threads and tweets all day long and shares how I fucking feel. Yeah. I mean, I made my profile thing. My Gemini moon is fully activated. Like, that is my quote.
I love that. I love that. I feel like, okay, the last thing I'll say about this is I also don't like Threads because it just perpetuates the, like, oh, everything has to be, like, perfect. That
exactly, because it's Instagram.
Yes, and, like, you being able to copy and paste all your friends over again. Yeah. I think, again, that's, like, you wanting to keep your level of clout. Exactly. And wanting to continue to be able to maybe, I don't know, sell or whatever it is that you do.
It's a whole nother thing. Yeah. I agree. I mean, I look at these influencers, and their followers literally carry over to Threads. Right. And they're loving it. I'm like, I bet you're loving it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to do anything.
Right. You don't have to build again and do things interesting to make people care about what you're doing. You know what I mean? Yeah, like, I feel like, especially on Instagram too, like, there are still a lot of people who are benefiting from, like, all of the paid followers that they had back in the day when that was really big. You know what I mean? I would love to see
it's been proven. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
They're like, bots aren't carrying over.
Oh, really? Yeah. Yes, that's amazing.
But there's still bots on Threads.
Yeah, I want to see different ones. What is the truth. Who's really following you? Yeah, you know what I mean?
Actually.
Are people still buying their likes?
Like, I've already been seeing posts on Threads that are like, oh, like, can we just make sure, like this is, like, a safe space? Like, can we all just, like, make sure, like, we're all just nice to each other here? Can we make it, like, a, you know what I mean? Like, everyone was just doing that fake Instagram thing. I'm like, we're all safe here, and let's not fight, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Oh, my God. This is why I fucking love Twitter, and the fact that Twitter is an Aries. That's loud.
It is loud. What are they doing out there? What are you doing?
Yeah, shut up. If you guys hear shit, sorry, someone's vacuuming in our freaking apartment hallway. Yeah. But yeah, like, they're, like, perpetuating this, like, I don't know. They're just making it seem like, oh, like, let's make this a happy place. You guys could have made Instagram a happy place, but you chose to fucking make it this fake, fraudulent place where everyone's perfect. Mm-hmm. And let's make it aesthetically pleasing, blah, blah, blah. Listen, I've fallen victim to that too. Yeah. Where it's like, you need to be perfect, da-da-da-da-da. But then when photo dumps became a thing, it just felt more real and, like, realistic. Mm-hmm. But I do feel like already, because Threads is an extension of Instagram, it's becoming this, like, place of, like, we want to just be happy here and bake cupcakes. That's not the fucking real world. And Twitter shows that. Yeah. Being the Aries ruled social media app, it's like, you gonna say some dumb shit, we're gonna laugh at you. Right. You know what I mean? And maybe you're right, but people hate you. Now they're gonna come for you. Like, that's the fucking real world. And that's what Twitter feels like.
Okay, actually, the last thing I will say, because as you were talking, it made me think of this too. I feel like there are going to be people who, like, saw shit that was really popular on Twitter and try to make it pop off on Threads.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, it's fine. Absolutely. Obviously, when you're posting your own shit back and forth on your own platforms, like, that's normal. But I feel like if you're stealing popular tweets.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're going and making it look like, oh, this is
Sadly,
my thread.
That's always going to be a thing. It is.
Yeah.
You know how many times I go,
No, that's true.
I mean, I go on fucking even TikTok and someone will be like, did you hear da 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 da? And then another creator will be like, I said this. Like, why are you repeating word for word like what I said, like the advice that I give? Like it's a real thing. And I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I'm sorry. Usually it's someone that is white taking content from a brown or black creator. And it's fucked, but like that's the reality of the world we live in. And then you go to the creator who stole it and they have more views and they have more discourse under their posts. Like, it sucks. But like, sadly, we live in a world where like people don't have a moral compass and there is nothing we can do about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because if we were to try and catch every single person doing that, we're gonna waste our whole life doing that.
Yeah. There's no plagiarism in social media.
There isn't. There isn't. It's weird.
Yeah.
But there isn't.
Yeah. Lots of copy paste.
Yeah. But nothing will hit like the original.
No.
Remember that.
Uh-huh.
That's how I felt when I wanted to like make our freaking YouTube thing. They're like, what do you want your username to be? Because at a certain point, when you reach a certain amount of watch hours, you can actually finally pick your YouTube handle instead of it being like ABF4 blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, Charmed and Dangerous. Tell me why Charmed and Dangerous was taken. And so we were mad, and I was like, you know what, Maya? There's only one other thing we can do. We're going to be called The Real Charmed and Dangerous. And now more than ever, I understand why celebs and people are like, the real Oprah Winfrey.
It's so good.
I'm like,
got
it. Oh, gosh.
I love it. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for kicking it with us. We hope you have a lovely weekend. You kicked ass this week. We're so proud of you.
Yeah, we are.
We're
Cry it out.
Cry it out. Yes,
release.
This Kansas season.
If you're feeling a little bit like me, where you feel like overly stimulated because there's another fucking app, I just want to let you know, put that phone on Do Not Disturb and really check in with yourself. Like, what app do you want to be on? You don't have to be on all of it. Because that's another thing about all these apps.
Facts.
Like, a part of me feels FOMO, and like I feel like I have to be on it.
I know.
Especially like what we do. Like, also my personality, I do enjoy being connected to people.
Right.
So I'd be on there and I'd be threading.
Yeah.
And I'd be on there and I'd be tweeting. And I'd be on there making TikToks.
I love you.
So if you're like me and you feel, you know, just like overly stimulated, check in with yourself, because yeah, we live in a day and age where just like there's so many things to do and there's just more and more apps.
Yeah.
And I feel like we need to get Dr. Phil or someone on the TV and really do a world check-in.
Yeah.
How does everyone feel about the fact that there's another main social media app that's going to take our time?
Trying to come.
Because it's a lot.
Through. Right. Maybe do an app a day. Pick an app.
Stay on that motherfucker. Be loyal.
Right.
Oh my God, you know what we didn't talk about?
What?
I'm sorry, we need to talk about this.
Okay.
Kiki.
Oh. We do.
Oh my, we do.
Yes.
Do you want to tell the people the story? Or do you want me to do it?
No.
You know it.
Yes, okay. I do. Okay, so Kiki Palmer, the great Kiki Palmer, went
the greatest.
the great Virgo
She does
queen.
it all.
Yes, she does it all. She went to Vegas with her friends to go see Usher. Okay,
also, she just had a baby like a few months ago.
Looking
banging, and she's probably feeling really good about the fact that, you know, she gets to go have like a girls' night with her friends.
Yes.
Seeing Usher, this sexy man.
Right.
Because I've heard great things about his show.
Yes.
We need to go, by the way.
I would love to. Okay. Every girl's dream.
Yeah.
Okay, of our age.
Yeah.
Right? Because we grew up with Usher. Mm-hmm. So, she's looking real sexy in this, like, black, well, there's like a black leotard.
It's like a mesh.
There's like a sheer mesh thing over it. She looks fine. Okay, ever since she had the baby, like,
her body be banging.
And
all her friends look good. Like, it's just like a vibe.
It's a
Girls'
vibe.
night vibes.
Right. Okay, and Usher, you know his little toxic self. He brings her up on stage.
Yeah, with her friends.
Yeah, and starts serenading her, and obviously she's like, feeling
it. Look at the Usher.
Right.
And there's pictures.
Yes.
Her fucking man.
Her baby daddy,
because he's not even a husband.
He ain't a husband, even though he was like my wife.
Yeah,
and mother.
So he responded. He said, "It's the outfit, though. You a whole ass mother." And he said this on Twitter, where he well knows these toxic Andrew Tate men are going to have a real field day under his post. And I think he was banking on that.
Yeah.
Because there's two things wrong with this. The fact that you are choosing to do this, just in the first place, like embarrassing her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like feeling this way, like you feel like you can actually control what a grown woman can wear and do.
Right.
And it's 2023. And then the second problem is the fact that you felt like you can talk about this in public. If you felt this way about your person, it would be great of you to actually hold that in until you can have a private conversation with them. Correct. To have this kind of discourse and this type of feeling in front of the whole world.
Yeah.
And again, on Twitter, leaving the replies open where you know toxic men are going to be under there validating you. And they sure was. They were like, yeah, these women think they can do whatever they want. But let me make it clear. 90% of the fucking internet started trolling this man.
Yes.
Like, who the fuck are you? Who do you think you are? And truly, it could even be someone that's not famous. Because my boyfriend said this. It's like, it could have been literally someone we knew. Someone doing this is weird. It's not just because they're famous.
No.
You know what I mean? Choosing to embarrass your partner.
Exactly.
It's so disrespectful and distasteful.
Why are you allowing this type of conversation to happen about someone you love? You know what I mean? When you know how the internet is and you know how people are in general when a woman is feeling herself. You know what I mean?
It just goes to show that you're insecure.
Yes.
I saw so many posts of just examples. Like one example was Sierra when she's wearing even a more revealing dress on the red carpet. You see her man Russell literally in the back, like hyping her up, being happy, and she's wearing literally nothing, which is totally fine because you can wear whatever the hell you want.
Yes.
And he was hyping her up. That just to me shows a man that is confident within himself and a relationship versus a man that is insecure.
Right.
And that wants to diminish your light. Again, if you can't handle a bad bitch, don't date one.
Right. And I'm just so upset because I love Keke Palmer. Like, I've loved her since I was a child.
Which she was in that Bee movie.
Yes! Akilah and the Bee, and she had True Jackson VP. I was on her. Like, I love me some Keke Palmer.
She's so talented and beautiful.
Yes, and she speaks up for herself. I feel like there was a video trending of her recently. I hate misogyny. I hate it. It's so funny.
It's just so crazy that this is her man.
I know.
You know that TikTok voice? It's like,
this
is your man?
That's what kills me.
But then, then we started seeing, at first I thought she was like ignoring it, like doing her Virgo thing where she's like, but then she hit him back with a dance. Did you see?
I sure did. Like, and merch, mother.
No, literally. If you gonna act up. So she basically made a TikTok response, and it was so funny. The comments under it were like, he has 10 hours to respond with this dance battle. But then I saw that he deactivated his account.
Twitter.
But then, no, because he came back, and he actually, quote, replied to the news source that he deactivated. He said, y'all thought. But guess what? He removed the ability to reply to his tweets. Y'all thought, but you're so scared to open your replies. It's real funny. And of course, he's responding to all these toxic men that are like, bro, I get you, bro.
Ew.
These women don't know how to act, bro. My dick is so small, bro.
Get a new girl, bro.
Literally. Shut the fuck up.
Ew.
I know. But then did you see that he deleted all pictures of her on his social media, and I think they unfollowed each other.
Oh shit, so they breaking up.
I mean, allegedly, that's what I saw.
I mean,
and I'm okay with that, because listen, this may be the universe. I swear, the universe sometimes, if you're not gonna understand someone's character through little acts of like what they do, I feel like the universe will show you who they are in a big way. In a public way, maybe, where like you have no choice but to see them for who they truly are.
Yeah. And
again, I'm not in the business of wanting families to break up, blah 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 blah. But I do think that this was a true testament of his character. And I don't like people who embarrass their partner but especially in public.
For sure.
Because you're kind of trying to showcase your power.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I'm not a fan of that. You have a problem with your partner, talk to them in private. Always be on the same team in front of people. In private, talk to them about your disagreements. 100%. Because that shows that you respect each other.
Yes. He out here looking like a scrub. You know what I mean? Like, who are you?
No, you
to be speaking this way?
Baby, this is Keke Palmer.
But like, you know what I mean? Like, I have full confidence that she pays all those bills. Yeah, you know what I mean?
For sure.
You are living in her house.
And I'm sure she's never going to actually be like, because I pay the bills and because you're in my house, you can't tell me nothing. But like, it's almost like he's really, really going out of his way to get any type of power. Yes. I think that's what it is. Yes. Is maybe he feels insecure in the relationship because she is the breadwinner. Yeah. And you don't always have to feel that way. If you're insecure, you feel that way. Right. If your partner's the breadwinner and you have animosity towards them, it'll show up in other ways, such as this case.
Right. And I'm not sure if you saw, like, everyone finding the pictures of him with his shirt off and his boxers and shit. Literally. With, like, dad bod. Okay, so you could be naked, though. Yeah. And she wasn't even. She looked really...
No, he was jealous.
Whatever.
He was jealous.
Yes.
Usher
out here. It wasn't about her outfit at all.
Usher was like, watch this.
Breaking up family since 1993.
Literally. Okay, now for real, we're gonna end the pod. Yeah. We just really have to talk about that because this shit was all over my mind and the news.
Yes.
Yes. We love y'all so much. Don't forget to leave us a review if you're listening on Spotify, Apple, wherever. All right, 5-star, baby, 5-star resort. And if you're watching us, subscribe, like, comment, and we'll see you next week, baby.
Yeah.
Bye.